This week on Channel 8 News, we'll take a look at Late Night at the Rec, Fraternity Hazing, Roadwork on 71, a sneak peek of Franken Hall, and more. Channel 8 News starts right now. Thank you for tuning in to Channel 8 News. I'm Shannon Clement.
And I'm Alex Sanchez.
Molly Gardner got the inside scoop on Career Day 2.0. Molly?
On Thursday, March 8th, students filed into the third floor of the Student Union for Career Day 2.0. Graduate Assistant for Career Services, Zachary Nielsen, says Career Day is a great way for students to meet with potential employers.
Career Day is an event that we host every semester that allows students and employers to meet. Career Services' motto is to bring opportunity and talent together. So we feel like Career Day is a great opportunity to bring qualified candidates in front of great employers. So every semester we put this on, and it's really good for Bearcats to find internships, find full-time positions, as well as build their networking base. So that's what we really press on students is, in case, even if you're not looking for a full-time job or an internship just yet, building a network is really important as well. So come to Career Day and kind of get that experience of talking to employers and recruiters. We encourage everyone to come freshman to senior year, whether you're looking for a full-time internship or just looking to build your network base. Even if you aren't a student at Northwest, if you go to somewhere else, we encourage you to come as well, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what we're really encouraging is building that network base for yourself and really making you successful. So that's what we kind of bring to Career Day.
Nielsen adds that even though the ice storm that hit yielded their original plans, everything still worked out.
Normally it's a 10-week process, so this past one we started right before winter break and did a little bit over winter break, and then did the rest right when we came back from winter break. But with the cancellation, it turned a 10-week process into a 2-week process. So it was a little bit hectic, but it was a lot of fun as well.
Northwest alum Tim Hanna is now an assistant general manager for the St. Joseph Mustangs. He says Northwest helped prepare him for his future.
Northwest is great. It's one of the better schools, I want to say, in regards to career services and how they put on opportunities like this, not only, but there's also Hire Bearcat. And it just seems like the faculty is really in tune. I feel like if you go to another school that's a lot bigger, you're not going to get the opportunity to, one, get to know your professors that well, and two, have faculty who actually care about where you end up. A lot of times you hear where it's like, oh, I don't really know my professor, they blah, 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 I'm just looking for jobs. Here it's like I had professors either reaching out to me or I could go to them and they were like, oh, I know this guy and this guy, email them and see it. So Northwest was, in my opinion, especially all the interns I see at my job now, levels and levels above other schools.
Hannah adds that employers are always looking for people who go above and beyond.
The biggest thing is just being a people person, not being afraid to introduce yourself first, putting yourself out there, and just that's the biggest thing is if you can talk to people, it's going to get you in any career path. If you're just, good at communicating, good at, making yourself stand out. Like if you are a good talker, literally, I don't know that's what we look for at our job, and that's what other people want to see is somebody who's going to take charge, stand out, and just be confident. You don't want to go into a job and be like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get this. This is such a big job. You got to go in like, this job is for you and nobody else, and they can stop the interviews as soon as you walk out the door because they're going to hire you. So I think just confidence is key, and I always try to preach that. You have plenty of connections from other alumni from here. Go reach out to them, and they can more than likely take care of you. Bearcats help Bearcats.
Career Services puts on events throughout the year to help prepare for life after college. For more information on those events, visit the Career Services website. Reporting for Channel 8 News, I'm Molly Gardner.
Thanks, Molly. When we come back, we'll take a look at your Northwest event report. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Alex Sanchez.
And I'm Shannon Clement, and this is your Northwest event report.
On Monday, March 12th, starting at 1 p.m. in the Union Ballroom, the Missouri Court of Appeals Western District will convene to hear oral arguments in 3 cases. The cases are appeals from previously held trials in area circuit courts. The judges will hear attorneys argue whether the trials had errors, which should cause them to be retried or the trial court's judgment reversed. The program is free and open to the public.
On Monday, March 12th, from 7 to 9 p.m. in the station center room, SAC presents self-defense training. Go into spring break knowing how to defend yourself by attending this self-defense training led by Officer Christina Martinez and Dr. Layman Lease.
On Tuesday, March 13th at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. in the Union Ballroom, Career Pathing presents HURT, Hostile Intruder Response Training, Owning Your Survival. This session is presented by Michael C. Burley and provides a general understanding of a hostile intruder's mindset and why these types of events happen. Pre-incident indicators will be identified and discussed, as well as valuable response options, which will allow you to take the opportunity to take a more active role in your safety. These presentations are free to Northwest students and employees.
On Tuesday, March 13th, from 4 to 5 p.m. in the Union Meeting Room D on the 3rd floor, learn how to find an internship. This event will help you clarify your goals and organize a search strategy that meets your needs. Find out about the resources, events, the Northwest Academic Credit Internship process, and more. You do not need to pre-register for this event.
On Tuesday, March 13th, starting at 7:30 p.m. in the Ron Houston Center, Joe Barnes will conduct an interactive masterclass on Laban movement analysis. Laban movement analysis is a method and language for describing, visualizing, interpreting, and documenting human movement. This event is free and open to the public. To learn more, go to www.nwmissouri.edu/lifeinthearts.
On Wednesday, March 14th, from 2:30 to 4 p.m. in the Library Lounge, Room 108, another edition of International Coffee Hour takes place. Join students, faculty, and staff from across campus in an informal setting to actively engage and interact with each other.
On Wednesday, March 14th, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the McKemie Center for Lifelong Learning, join Sigma Alpha for a biscuits and gravy dinner to raise funds for a Heifer International. The event will also include a raffle.
On Friday, March 16th, from 3 to 4 p.m. in the Union First Ladies Dining Room, Bearcats Through Thick and Thin takes place. Most people experience stress, grief, or loss at some point during their college career. This is a time when students, faculty, and staff may come together to receive guidance and support with these issues. 2 more sessions will be held on April 4th and April 20th.
On Friday, March 16th through Sunday, March 26th, spring break begins. Have some fun and be safe during this week-long mini vacation from school.
On Saturday, March 17th, beginning at 11 a.m. in the Administration Building, Room 372, students and alumni of Northwest Trio programs will celebrate their success and express appreciation to the university and community. During the 2018 National Trio Day, a light meal will be served and breakout sessions will address topics of resumes and cover letters, diversity, equity and inclusion, and financial literacy. RSVP by Thursday, March 15th by contacting Trevon at ctrevon@northwestmissouri.edu or 660-562-1861 or Lisa Ruther at lruther@northwestmissouri.edu or 660-562-1862.
That's all we have for the Northwest Event Report. When we come back, we'll take a look at some recent news and events. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Shannon Clement.
And I'm Alex Sanchez.
Mitch Bromberger had the opportunity to attend Late Night at the Rec. Mitch?
On Thursday the 8th, SAC put on an event called Late Night at the Rec. I spoke to Aaron Fell-Hardy, the SAC Director of Special Events, about why it is important for students to go to this.
An event like this is important just because it kind of gives students the opportunity to get out of their dorm room and just exercise and just play some activities with fellow classmates or members of Northwest that they don't know yet, and then they can leave here as friends. So it just is a great opportunity to come get to know also the rec employees and SAC, just to see what each of our places are about. At Late Night we have badminton, some knockout games, some 6-on-6, 5-on-5 volleyball, basketball. We have bubble soccer, which is a huge event. It's where you put those big bubbles on and you can either run into your friend and knock them over and try to score a goal. We also have some video games like Madden, Call of Duty, just in each of the racquetballs, and then you can also play dodgeball or racquetball. And then we have some fun activities upstairs, kind of like ladder, and then cornhole, and just like a mini racing game where you sit on this mini cart thing and just push yourself around the track collecting all these balls that you can get.
SAC works hard to get everyone involved and collaborate. SAC works hard to get everyone involved and collaborate with several organizations, including the student radio station KZLX, who played live music at the event.
We reached out to them just to see if they wanted to help us out at this event, just to get them out there and just to have students get to know them as well and just see what all they have to offer, whether it be job or another event that they could help and play music. And we just wanted to spice things up to see if we could get some different music playing and just to promote it through the live radio. Just this event is a great event just to come out, like I said, and get to know people. And just something that SAC has been trying to promote is our new app, Cork. It's CORQ. I mean, you just log in with your S number and your password, and that can get you through events much faster than swiping your Bearcat card, because you'll have a QRL code, and then we'll just scan that on our end, and then it just gets you in the event even faster.
Before spring break starts, there are several more events that you can catch with SAC.
The upcoming events is just next Monday the 12th, we're having a self-defense activity where you can come and get training on how to defend yourself and what things to be prepared for if something like that happens, taught by Officer Martinez and Dr. Leese, and we thought that would be a great event to have before spring break. And then when we come back from spring break, Tuesday, March 27th, we have Shangela, which will be a great event because Shangela is a huge person. She is starring on TV shows, and she's been on covers of magazines, so that'll be fun.
Check out the Northwest Report to find the dates and times for all those events. Reporting for Channel 8 News, I'm Mitch Baumger.
Thanks, Mitch. When we come back, we'll take a look at some national headlines. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Alex Sanchez.
And I'm Shannon Clement.
Last week, we covered how Dick's Sporting Goods is one of the first retailers to stop selling guns to those under 21. This week, a 20-year-old Oregon man, Tyler Watson, has filed a lawsuit against Dick's Sporting Goods, accusing the retailer of age discrimination for not selling him a rifle. In Oregon, the age limit to buy a firearm legally is 18, but Dick's Sporting Goods doesn't have to follow certain state laws with selling firearms. Watson's suit asked a judge to force Dick's to stop unlawfully discriminating against 18, 19, and 20-year-old customers at all Oregon locations. He is also seeking punitive damages and attorney fees.
While Washington debates whether to ban bump stocks, raise the minimum purchasing age, or even arm teachers, a city ordinance in Kennesaw, Georgia, actually began requiring residents to own a gun no matter who they are. Our CNN affiliate has this story.
As the debate over guns in Washington continues, there's one place where technically the law says a gun is a requirement.
Welcome to Kennesaw. We love everybody.
Kennesaw, Georgia, where, quote, every head of household residing in the city limits is required to maintain a firearm.
If you're going to commit a crime in Kennesaw and you're the criminal, are you going to take a chance that homeowner is a law-abiding citizen?
An AR-15 style, .223 caliber.
Wayne Arnold is one of those citizens.
It gives me the ability to protect myself, as opposed to being somewhere where you weren't allowed to have a firearm or it was frowned upon.
Now, the law isn't actually enforced, and some assume it's an ancient law, but it actually passed in 1982.
It was meant to be kind of a crime deterrent, and it was also more or less a political statement because the city of Morton Grove, Illinois had passed a city ordinance banning handguns from their city limit.
30 plus years later, it's still on the books in Kennesaw.
People would get the image that it's kind of Wild West where everybody walks around with a firearm strapped to their side, and it's not like that.
What it is one of Georgia's safer cities. Only one murder in the last 6 years.
We can't say that just that gun law contributes X number of percent to why we have a low crime rate. It may be part of it, but it needs to be looked at from a whole picture. Ultimately, you've got to decide in your local community what's best for you.
And across the country, there are many communities re-examining their own relationship with guns in the wake of deadly mass shootings like Las Vegas, Sutherland Springs, and Parkland, all within the last 6 months. Back in Kennesaw, when it comes to public safety, city officials say their relationship with the community is a big factor.
The first thing that most people say when they meet us, as a community, oh, it's not what I expected.
And for many looking from the outside, it's hard to know what to expect. It's why they get calls from places all over the country and as far away as Norway, all curious about a place where firearms are literally written into its existence.
They choose to carry, or they choose not to.
In Kennesaw, Georgia, I'm Omar Jimenez.
A Kansas man pleaded guilty last Tuesday to killing an engineer from India in a high-profile hate crime that drew international attention and raised fears of growing intolerance in America. Adam Purrington, 52, also pleaded guilty to injuring 2 others during that shooting incident at a sports bar in February 2017. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of premeditated first-degree murder. The incident began after Purrington allegedly became agitated with the 2 32-year-olds who were having a drink after work. Graylott, who is a regular at the bar, approached the man and asked him to leave. Purrington left the bar and returned later and opened fire while yelling, "Go back to your country." His sentencing is scheduled for May 4th.
After last Tuesday night's Texas preliminaries, 2 Democratic candidates are likely to make history later this year by becoming the first 2 Latina politicians elected to the U.S. Congress from the Lone Star State. Former El Paso County Judge Veronica Escobar is projected to easily take the Democratic nomination in the race to represent the state's 16th congressional district, with more than 60% of the vote. In the 29th congressional district, State Senator Sylvia Garcia also declared victory, also with more than 60% of the votes. Both candidates say they are very honored and are excited to make history.
President Trump's proposed tariffs on steel and aluminum imports have prompted the resignation of a top White House economic advisor. And Dow lost 300 points on Wall Street, which is huge thumbs down. Our CNN affiliate has the story. Let's take a look.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders told reporters that an official announcement on President Trump's tariffs on U.S. steel and aluminum imports is still on track for the end of this week, despite warnings that they could spark a trade war and the departure of a top economic aide. The Dow Jones Industrial Average took a triple-digit tumble at the open Wednesday, the first U.S. market reaction to the resignation of Gary Cohn, director of the National Economic Council and an opponent of the tariffs. Some key international allies also say Trump is missing the broader picture here, potential damage to the global economy. Justin Trudeau of Canada and Theresa May of the UK are among those who have spoken to Trump about it all over the phone. And Wednesday, the European Union said if Trump goes through with the plan, a 25% tariff on steel imports and 10% on aluminum, they'll consider tariffs of their own on some quintessential American items. Things like peanut butter, Florida orange juice, denim jeans, Kentucky bourbon, heads up Mitch McConnell, and motorcycles. The higher prices could drive down demand and hurt American producers. A number of Republicans here at home publicly expressing concerns that a trade war could cause any growth from the recent tax cuts to grind to a halt. But Trump's Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross told CNBC that the president is still flexible on the matter, despite the public posturing. And not everyone is opposed to Trump's idea. It has been cheered by some U.S. steel and aluminum CEOs. The trade group that represents U.S. aluminum companies, however, says that they fear that a tariff that includes U.S. trading partners like the EU and Canada could do more harm than good. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week.
For more information on stories that matter to you, like us on Facebook at /KNWT8 or follow us on Twitter at KNWT8News.
Northwest Sessions is up next. From all of us here at Channel 8 News, I'm Shannon Clement.
And I'm Alex Sanchez. Have a good night.